This is SBR's Football Betting Daily.
Take us to kickoff.
It is the student section. This is the first episode. Big man on campus, Joe Lisi, ready to talk college football. Betting lines start tonight, Friday night, Saturday games, Sunday, Monday. Get right at it. Joe Lisi. Follow him on Twitter at Go. Joe, what's on your mind?
This is it, Drew. I mean, we had week 0 last week, but great games on tap today, and can't wait for tonight's action.
Absolutely, man. And get your opinions and the big man on campus's opinions. Follow him on Twitter at Jeff Nadeau. Jeff, welcome.
Drew, good to be on with you guys. Looking forward to talking some college football.
Let's get right into it. We're going to hit the chat box too. Tonight's games, the defending national champions, in some people's opinions, their own, that's for sure. UCF, UConn, big number here, Joe Lisi. You betting UCF, UConn, you staying away, you like the total. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I don't have a big opinion on this game, but the one thing that makes me nervous about this game, if you're back in UCF, is the fact that Josh Heupel is the new head coach. You watched him last year as offensive coordinator for Missouri. He struggled in his play calling with Drew Lock last year at the early part of the season. Even though it is UConn, suspect defense that can stretch defenses vertically. Offensively, I do have concerns back in UCF. I would take UConn at home, big game, 13-0 last year, but they'll be up in this ball game. I think they cover the number plus 21.
All right, big man. Joe Lisi's kind of liking UConn plus the points in this. How do you feel about it?
I actually agree with what he said. I think Heupel's going to come in and kind of mess that offense up a little bit. I mean, he expects him to go a lot faster, which is always a concern in the first game of the season. It's on the road. It's a conference game. And it's against a team that's going to be ready to go. I mean, they're a football team at the end of the day. The problem I have with UCF also is defensively. This is a team that lost 2 of their top leaders on defense. They weren't that good that to begin with defensively. I wonder about getting enough stops in this game to cover a number this high. I think it's like a 45-24 type of game, something like that. I'm not running to the win to bet this, but I'm also not interested in getting on UConn because they are truly one of the worst defenses.
Okay, and both of you guys are up in the Northeast. Joe, do you know anything about like UConn's home field or what to expect tonight for what UCF should expect tonight?
Yeah, I mean, traditionally they played very well at home. I mean, Ben Dietz, coach, he built that program back up, and when Bob Diaco took it over, they struggled, especially in terms of physicality on the offensive lines. The MO for UConn is simple. They're going to need to run the football and slow this tempo down, up against a high-powered offense of Mackenzie Milton. When you look at the offensive structure with Josh Heupel, they're going to force tempo in the ball game. So UConn's only, I want to say, advantage, they are playing at home, methodical ball control attacks, keep Mackenzie Milton on the sideline. The fans should be up in this atmosphere. It's a grass field. We'll see how it plays out, but I think they keep it within the number. But hopefully, in the end, UC is the far superior team.
Okay, Joe, I think we're having some problems hearing you, but we might be able to work through it. Not sure. BMOC,
Yeah,
could
Drew,
you hear what Joe said?
he cut out a little. He was having trouble. He was cutting in and out. But I wanted to make it clear. This stadium is 35 miles away from the campus. I mean, unless they're back on their home state, I don't know if they have a home stadium. Everything I'm reading is it's always been a problem. It's too far away.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And when stadiums are off campus, it's always weird. Even for the University of Miami, they have a nice stadium. They play in the Miami Dolphins Stadium, but it's still not good for students. So, yeah, it looks like we're having some trouble. We'll go another game or two here, Joe. But you want to talk Northwestern Purdue? Joe, what's on your mind with this game? Big Ten, Northwestern catching one now, 52.5.
Yeah, obviously the health of Clayton Thorson, the quarterback from Northwestern, is the concern in this ball game. Should he start? I really like Northwestern in this ball game. Again, when you look at Purdue overall, they lost 10 defensive starters from last year. They held opposing offenses to only 132 rushing yards per game. That was their best defensive effort since prior to 2008. And they're going to need to run the ball, but that's the physicality of Northwestern's defense. They held opposing offenses to only 108 rushing yards per game last year. Over the last 8 games of the year, they were 8-0. They won 3 straight in FBS overtime wins. That was the first time in history that's been done at the FBS level. And they have a solid defensive end in Gaziano. This is one of the possible best Big Ten defenses against the run. I like Northwestern as a dog here. It's a conference game. As long as Clayton Fearson's healthy, I think Northwestern is the best team in this matchup.
Big man, Joe likes Northwestern in this matchup. How are you feeling about it?
I agree with him. I think he's dead on the money. I think they're a better football team overall. With Thorson, he gives them a dynamic that most teams don't have. I mean, he's an NFL quarterback. Problem Purdue's getting close is they run this 2-quarterback system, which I'm not a big fan of. Blau and Sin. I guess it worked okay for them, but they lost a lot on defense. Joe said they're also a team that, again, I didn't love offensively last year. They had trouble at times with the ball. I think Northwestern on both sides of the ball. Not really sure why they're not.
Okay, so both guys lining up on Northwestern. But hey, let's move on. We got an independent here, New Mexico State versus Minnesota. Big Ten team hosting. And it's New Mexico State's second game. So it's an interesting, kind of tricky handicap. Are you guys looking to lay 3 touchdowns with DJ Fleck and company? Joe, we'll start off with you.
Now I'm taking New Mexico State. I know they did not look good against Wyoming last week at home, but again, this is still a team that has played one game. When you look at the offensive deficiencies for Minnesota last year, they were ranked 122nd out of 129 teams in terms of passing offense. They only average 126 passing yards per game. Emery Croft, former quarterback, transferred out. Connor Rope is not there. They get JUCO players coming in, but I don't think it matters. Jay Fleck does not have the type of personnel to run his type of offensive scheme. And I like New Mexico State on the road in this matchup, plus the 17.5, plus points. I think they keep close against Minnesota later tonight.
Okay. And big man, can you hear me?
You guys hear me any better?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Yeah, supposedly the sound's pretty bad, and I'm echoing pretty bad.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything you're doing. I think it's that we lost him. Joe, yeah, I like your philosophy there. New Mexico State, I guess, looking bad on national television, singled out game, going against that because every public bettor is going to kind of jump on that. You just look to fade them. So I like where you're going. I'll tell you this.
I like New Mexico State a lot in that game. I mean, just from the spread perspective, I think a lot of money is going to be coming in on Minnesota later tonight. First game of the year, Jay Fleck. This is a team that was 5-7 last year and underachieved from a personnel perspective as well.
And what do you think of Minnesota's defense? Because Wyoming's defense, I think, was really good. So if Minnesota might not even be as good as, a Mountain West defense, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the one strong suit of Minnesota is that they're very solid in run support. And when you look at New Mexico State, that's been a weakness of that offense. I think New Mexico State has to spread Minnesota vertically, play 5 wide, pass on first and second down. Can't go into the same type of philosophy that they went up against Wyoming. I think they'll learn from that. I think they'll have a better game plan in place and look to score early, especially on the road.
All right, Joe. Hey, my favorite game tonight, Wake Forest Tulane. Looks like the number's now back up to 6.5. It was 8, then down to 6. Now there's a little buyback, so 6.5 here. You liking Wake or you like Tulane?
I like Tulane here. I mean, like I said at the conference, Kendall Hinton, the starting quarterback for Wake Forest, is not playing in this ball game. He's been suspended. I mean, he's a dual threat quarterback. I mean, when you look at what Wake Forest's offense last year under Wolford, they were able to stretch defenses vertically. Greg Dortch is a big play wide receiver, but going up against a variation of the triple option to me is the difference. I like what Willie Fritz has done there. He should be unproven top 60 talent. I think Tulane wins this game outright. Their ability to run the football and control the clock will be the difference. I like the green wave and the upset.
All right, like in the green wave and the upset, big man, we're on Tulane Wake right now. I'm with Joe. I mean, I don't know if I'd go as far as at least recommending a bet on the money line, but I like Tulane in the points. How do you feel?
I'll try this one more time. If the sound's not good, I don't want to mess up your guys' show. I agree with Joe, though. I agree with you, though. I think the points are worth the play here. I don't really understand why they were 8-point favorites to begin with, Wake Forest. They're not. They don't have a quarterback. Going with a true freshman. Defensively, they were an absolute mess last year. Tulane's at home. They run an offense that's tough to stop. It's tough to get the football in their hands. It's kind of like that ball control offense that Navy runs. I don't see why Tulane's a big favorite here. Or Wake, I mean.
Okay, so you don't understand why Wake's the big favorite. I guess just, they're the ACC team going against the AAC team.
But they have a freshman quarterback, and they're on the road. The defense is horrendous. I mean, maybe with Hinton, but with the freshman, Sam Hartman, no.
Okay. And big man, we'll let you go first this time. Any FCS games on tonight's card you want to throw out to the watchers is worth a bet?
Well, look, I mean, the FBS is always tough, especially early on. I would take a look maybe at UAB tonight. Savannah State are probably the worst team in the country overall, whether it's FCS or FBS. But early on, you really got to find those small dogs like a Kennesaw State or a JMU or an A&T, and grab those against poor teams, per se. Maybe Kennesaw State tonight against Georgia State. Georgia State, a team that's obviously going through some rebuild. Kennesaw, a team that's a top 15 team. Those are the kind of that I'm more or less looking.
Okay, didn't they beat them last year?
State did lose, I believe, early on, but I don't think so. I want to say
It wasn't.
I gotta bring that up. I forget offhand. It was either a close loss or they did lose.
Okay. And Joe, we'll come to you. Do you ever bet FCS games? And if so, do you like any of the FCS games on tonight's card?
Not tonight, Drew. I mean, I do occasionally if I think I have a weak Power 5 team or a team within a major conference that struggles, like we mentioned at the conference, maybe possibly East Carolina in that matchup. I don't like any on the card tonight. I do like a game tomorrow night, though. I like Syracuse over Western Michigan. I think Syracuse is the better team by a large margin. Everybody remembers that game last year, week 1, Western Michigan covering the number against USC. Eric Dungy's underrated quarterbacks within the ACC. Look at that up-tempo offense on the road to challenge Western Michigan defense minus former cornerback Darius Phillips. He led that team in interception. It's not there. There's a defense that allowed over 200 passing yards per game last year. Eric Dungy and Syracuse get a double-digit win in a big way over Western Michigan tomorrow night.
Okay, that's for tomorrow night. And guys, we'll hit the chat box a little bit. Jordan Sharp saying, how about North Texas? We'll get to them as well. Interesting matchup there against SMU.
Hey, Drew.
And yeah.
One other one that I would have my eye on, FCS, FBS, Buffalo. They're a high-powered offense. Delaware State, another very bad MEAC team. The only thing you got to worry about there is them ending that game early. I had a game against Delaware State 2 years ago. They were up 79-0. It was. They called the game early. It didn't count. The only thing I'm worried about there is that Buffalo should win by 50.
And that's a great thing for Sportsbook Review right now, to make sure to read the fine print at your sportsbook. Most sportsbooks are 55 minutes for it to be a complete game, correct?
2001, Wisconsin and UNLV. That's a big one. Game didn't go 55 minutes. You all lost out on whiskey in that game.
Yeah,
what I said to you about the 79-0 one. I don't think he'd hear me.
Oh yeah, that's what he said about the 79 one. That was a good one. For the FCS card tonight, Southeast Louisiana versus Louisiana Monroe in Monroe tonight. I'm laying 16.5, 17. I got it at 17. It's 16.5 now. So That's one game that
Drew loves the Sun Belt.
it's the ULM, the Warhawks. I recommend it.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I'm on it. All right, we'll hit this real quick. I know, big man, you like Duke, right?
I like Duke, you said?
Yeah, over me.
Uh, no, because I don't love Duke either. I don't like either team. I like Daniel Jones a bit, but I'm not a big Cutcliffe fan. He doesn't take enough chances for me. It's kind of passive at times. When you're laying 12 points, you got to be a bit more than passive. But I don't know what I'm going to get at Army either. Who's your quarterback? And I need that in the few weeks of the season with a team like Army. It's a total pass for me.
Okay, Joe Lisi, Army versus Duke. Who do you like?
Yeah, this is an intriguing game because when you look at the last few meetings, Duke has had great success over Army up until last year when they lost that ball game 21-16. I mean, if you're going to beat the triple option, you need to jump up early to force them to play from behind. Daniel Jones was very consistent last year, very tough matchup. He struggled down the stretch, especially within ACC play. But David Cutcliffe does a fantastic job of having his team prepared in the early part of the year. That's the one thing that Duke, from a schedule standpoint, dominates early on. Minus Ahmad Bradshaw, I would lead to Duke in this matchup. Not one of my better picks, but I would take Duke because of their speed and the play of the quarterback, Daniel Jones, in this ballgame.
I like him too. I laid 13 with Duke. Joe, I didn't hear you perfectly. Do you like him minus the?
I would take Duke. It's not one of my better plays of the week of tonight or tomorrow. I would lean to Duke in this matchup.
Okay. I like him as well. And guys, I apologize for the audio. Promise this show will get better. Great concept. Talk college football Mondays and Thursdays here. It's the student section, part of the new football betting hour, 4 o'clock Eastern, every day, Monday through Friday. We'll hit the chat box a little bit. I'll ask you guys some questions here. We're gonna have to cut the show short, because we got a late start. But football's back for Taylor. We got let's see here. Joe likes Tulane on the money line. Yes, he does. It's all good. I can finish this fine. Okay, so it might be good, guys. Buffalo minus 41. Big man liked it as well. All right, guys.
I like Akron over the weekend. Plus
Akron
the
over
24 and a half.
Nebraska.
Okay. I'm looking to kind of
Everyone.
You're taking
Sounds
Nebraska?
I mean,
No,
I'm
saying.
looking to.
I'm saying they played.
Yeah, I like Akron. That line opened at 20 and a half, jumped up to 24. They had the worst rushing offense and the worst rushing defense in over 20 years of Nebraska football. They're starting a freshman quarterback. Cato Nelson's a very athletic quarterback that can put pressure on Nebraska's defense on the perimeter. Expect Akron to slow down the tempo, run the football, Cato Nelson, and get into a lower scoring game. I think they can do it. I found a great coach, and look at his pedigree in terms of playing Power 5 opponents. Back in 2014, they almost knocked over Michigan in the Big House. Have played Oklahoma, Tennessee. I mean, you name it. They've been to some tough environments. They're not going to be intimidated going into Memorial Stadium with an undermanned Nebraska team in this ball.
You agree with that, big man?
Yeah, I think Scott Frost is going to have some problems early on. I mean, he'll get his guys in there, but I'm not sure about their quarterback right away. They've had quarterback issues for years now. That's been a problem for a while. But yeah, I agree with you. Bowden's generally very good against Power 5 teams. I think Cato Nelson's a good quarterback. I think they can move the ball. Frost will get his guys in there. He'll have a good future, but I think they're going to have some growing year one. I would take the point.
I do too. I'm with you, and I haven't bet this game, but I think that Scott Frost is going to have a little bit of a rough time. True freshman coming in. I guess he's talented. He got a scholarship offer from Tennessee, but still, true freshman is true freshman. All right, we had a question in the chat box. Good. Go ahead, Joe.
I was going to throw one more big dog. I like Andrew Ford and UMass over Boston College. I think they could be in a position to strike the upset there. They're plus 650 on the money line. It's an intrastate game, and UMass played the big boys tough last year. They played Tennessee
They did.
tough. They played Mississippi State tough. I mean, they have A.J. Dillon is a team that only averaged 166 passing yards per game. I think UMass is going to be in that game start to finish.
Yeah, they played the big boys tough last year. There's no doubt about it. Big man, do you have any opinion on UMass versus Boston College?
Yeah, I think UMass are a team that's kind of on the up and coming. I mean, he talked about Ford. I mean, Andy is a receiver. This is a team that can move the football, and they're obviously going to be in this game. They're a team that will obviously look at Boston College and say, maybe we can compete with this team. Too many points to me. It's not one of my favorite games of the card, but I think one of those big brother, little brother matchups, when I'm getting over 2 touchdowns, I'm inclined. A. Dillon is all beat.
Yeah, 'cause sometimes these programs that have been down and everybody's on them, it's almost like the Cinderella thing. Where, the public really likes them. I kind of look to go against them. That's what Boston College is turning into.
I mean,
Guys-
UMass almost knocked off Mississippi or Tennessee last year, if I remember, which
Yeah, they did.
I think Mississippi State as well the year before. They're a team that will knock the team off. Real quick, Drew. I like Washington State against Minnesota. Recency bias is Minnesota is really good. This is a big step up in competition. Mike Leach will throw the football. It's a much different offense than you faced in New Mexico State. And they are really good on defense, Washington State. Tracy Clace is good defense. Look for Leach to, as Joe would say, test them vertically. I think Minnesota has a lot of trouble this week. They're a very one-dimensional offense. It wasn't particularly good as it is last week. I think New Mexico State is a bad team.
Okay, fair enough. Joe, 181-182 SMU North Texas. Thoughts?
Yeah, I would take SMU here. I like Ben Hicks at the quarterback position. I mean, Mason Fine in North Texas, dynamic last, 9-5 overall. But Sonny Dykes, especially if you watch him against Louisiana Tech in that bowl game, did not coach that talent up and came on short notice. But I can tell you this: Sonny Dykes is a coach that coaches up offensive talent. He did so at Louisiana Tech when he was there. He also did so at Cal. I like them in this match. 3.5-point underdogs minus Trey Quinn, minus Cortland Sutton. Doesn't matter. I like Hicks. I think he's the better quarterback. I think Sonny Dykes is the coach. I like the SMU points.
Okay. Big man, what do you like 181-182 SMU North Texas?
Yeah, I hate Sonny Dykes. I think this guy's a hack. I think he always has been. I think they're a worser team for hiring him, if that's a word. I don't like them offensively. You lose Cortland Sutton last year. I like North Texas. I think they're a team that can compete in that conference. They got a good quarterback. I like their coach. I think they get a little revenge this year.
Okay. I kind of like Sonny Dykes, though. He can coach on offense, like betting overs.
Yeah, but his defenses are horrendous. Always, year after year. And he had Jared Goff, and he couldn't do anything.
You're right. I mean, he just concentrates on the offense, I guess.
Yeah, well, that doesn't work. He concentrate on both. That's why Oregon never wins it.
You're right. Well, guys, I mean, it's been a hell of a first show. We've ruffled through this. It's been a defensive battle, to say the least. Joe, any closing thoughts you want to do here before we cut it out?
Yeah, I didn't talk about the IFBC, but I'm high on Temple this year. Frank Newtile and David Hood are two players you have to keep an eye out on. And they played Boston College fourth game of the year. I think they can knock off Boston College. I'm sold on Boston College as well. I didn't say this at the conference, but everybody's picking this team 8 wins. Their opponents have a combined overall record this year, FBS perspective, 85-57. This was a team in Anthony Brown, the offense that only averaged 166 passing yards per game. I think they're in for a long year when you look at Boston College and some of the bowl games that they play this year. So I'm betting against them all season long. They have a very tough schedule as well. They face teams like Temple, UMass. They also face Purdue. I mean, it's a tough sledded for ACC conference play. So selling Boston College all year long.
Okay, going against Boston College. Heard a lot of people on them. Joe's against them. Big man, anything you want to throw out there before we shut this down? We also have some questions on NIU Iowa. Do you want to throw out anything on
Yeah,
that game?
Well,
one of
Go
my
ahead,
best
Joe.
plays for the weekend. I like Iowa. 9.8 points per game. They lost those 5 games last year. And the reason why the line's coming down is that Iowa, since 2007, is 2-1 against Northern Illinois and has won those 2 games by a total of 4 points. Nate Stanley, though, does get healthy this weekend in a big way. Look for Iowa to win by double digits. I mean, 17 to 20 point win at home over Illinois.
Okay, liking that there. Hey, we also got a question here in the chat box. Tulane plus 6.5 for money line. I know you guys kind of pointed towards the money line. My advice would be kind of wait this out and see if you can get a 7, then jump on the 7. But I know Joe did Tulane to win outright. Big man, what about you?
Yeah, I don't think you're going to see 7. I think the points are valuable here, but I think they win, and I think they lead throughout the game. I think they're the better football team right now. With that freshman quarterback, I'm not interested. I like Joe's point though. The Temple Owls. For my hometown team, I follow this team pretty hard. I think they could win this conference. I don't think it's out of the question. They have a good quarterback finally. Steve Powell's team. They run the ball particularly well with Rockwell Armstead. They probably have the best receivers in the league with Isaiah Wright. Off defensively, they're very good as well. Don't sleep on the app. I think Temple are very good.
Okay, liking Temple there. And Joe, did you want to throw out another one before we shut this down? I know you were saying something.
Game wise for Saturday, I mean, I really let me think. I like Michigan. I'll talk about it on my show. I like Louisville. I said it at the conference. I'm all over Louisville, over Alabama. I took them on the money line as well. I love the Cardinals over that matchup. But keep an eye out for Virginia Tech Monday night as well. 5 of Florida State's 6 losses last year came in the ACC by 12.4 points per game. I like Tech and Josh Jackson outright Monday night.
All right, so Joe, if we had to get one best bet from you, what would you throw it out?
I'm taking Louisville.
Louisville plus the points. I'm gonna go Boise State minus 10. Big man, best bet from you.
Over 62.5. Navy, Hawaii.
Navy, Hawaii in the last game on Saturday, the degenerate special, over
Over.
62.5.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Defensive battle. Thanks for holding in there. Sorry about the audio, everybody. Every Monday and Thursday, we will be back with college football analysis, bets, all that part of the football betting hour, 4 o'clock Eastern, every day, Monday, Friday. He's Joe Lisi. Follow him on Twitter at GoForThe2. Big man on campus on this side. Follow him on Twitter at JeffNate2. Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We will be back on Monday.
Thank you. That was rough.